You know that feeling when she suddenly texts you again? After weeks of silence? Her name flashes on your phone, and your heart pounds. You tell yourself, maybe she missed me. Maybe she regrets leaving. But what if I told you her reason for coming back has nothing to do with missing you? In fact, it's rooted in something deeper, darker, hidden even from her conscious mind. Like when she randomly likes your old Instagram post at 2 a.m. You think she's being nostalgic, but what's really happening? She's caught in a psychological loop, and chances are you're fueling it without even realizing it. Ever wondered what's really going on inside her mind? Comment the last time she suddenly popped back into your life. Was it a text, a story view, or something else? Stay till the end, because the final reason will change how you see everything. She's lying in bed again. The room is quiet except for the faint hum of her phone vibrating against the nightstand. She picks it up, scrolls through her messages, and there you are. The thread you thought was long dead. She pauses, hovers over the last message she never answered. It's just sitting there, still blue, still open, still breathing. You probably assume she ghosted you and moved on. Maybe she met someone new. Maybe she forgot about you. But here's what you didn't see while you were counting the silence. She was counting the what-ifs. Because her mind, without closure, doesn't go still. It spins. She doesn't know it consciously, but you become a psychological trigger. Not because you gave her love, but because you didn't give her certainty. That unfinished ending? That last unspoken word? That time you didn't double text, didn't chase, didn't explain yourself? It didn't feel like much to you, but to her, it became a slot machine lever. And every time she scrolls back to that conversation, dopamine floods her system like she's gambling with emotions. Why? Because uncertainty breeds anticipation. And anticipation lights up the brain even more than actual reward. That's what psychologists discovered when they studied behavior loops. People respond more intensely to unpredictability than to consistent reward. You, my friend, became an unpredictable reward system. Think back. She stops talking to you, disappears. Then, one day she likes a post from 3 months ago. Sends a "Hey, stranger." Responds to a story like nothing happened. You think, she missed me, but she didn't. Not exactly. She missed the feeling you gave her, the spark, the tension, the emotional roller coaster that no one else has been able to recreate, Dot. It's not love. It's not logic. It's addiction. Psychological addiction to maybe, Dot. And here's the punchline. Most men try to fix that uncertainty. They explain. They overcommunicate. They try to bring clarity when what's keeping them unforgettable is the very lack of it, but not you. You're the guy who understands the power of silence, the value of the untied knot, the confidence of leaving things unresolved. So next time she leaves you hanging, don't rush to fill the gap. Save less, not more. Because that uncertainty she hates, it's the very thing that keeps her coming back. Most guys disappear and become forgettable. But when you disappear the right way, you become addictive. She's had other dates since you. Sat across from other guys in the same coffee shops. Heard the same tired compliments. Laughed at a few jokes. Smiled politely. But inside, something always feels flat. She doesn't talk about it much. But when she gets home from another lukewarm dinner, she opens her camera roll, scrolls back to that photo of you two candid, unfiltered, maybe taken during that spontaneous night at 2 a.m. when neither of you could stop laughing. And for a second, she feels it again. You became her emotional high. Not because you were perfect, not because you were always there, but because when things were good, they were unforgettable. You imprinted on her memory in a way that wasn't about facts or logic. It was about emotion. And emotion sticks deeper than anything else. She doesn't crave you. She craves how she felt around you. The highs, the intensity, The rush dot, it's why her heart skips when your name pops up, even if she was the one who left. It's why she plays your song when she's drunk. It's why, even though she told her friend she's done, she still checks your story when she's tipsy and alone. That's emotional imprinting. And it's real. Psychologically, we remember people not for what they said, but for how they made us feel. You were the guy who gave her butterflies, not boredom. Tension, not stability. Unpredictable laughter, not robotic small talk. And now, when her new safe choice texts her with, it falls flat. Because you doesn't light her up. Not like you did. So what's the takeaway? Don't be the guy who's always available. Don't be the guy who plays it safe, who plays it scripted. Be the guy who feels like something, who shows up in ways that make her remember, who doesn't chase daily attention but creates emotional moments that last for months. You're not meant to be her routine. You're meant to be her exception, because most men fade into the background. You became her escape route. There's something haunting about an unsent message. A thought half-typed, a question never answered, a goodbye that never came. She opens your chat again, types out, "Hey, can I ask you something?" Pauses, deletes, rewrites, deletes again. She wants to hit send, but she can't, because part of her still doesn't know what she's even asking. You never replied to her last text, not rudely, not angrily. You just let it go. And now there's a vacuum, a loop left open. And our minds, especially her mind, are wired to close loops. It's the Zeigarnik effect, a proven psychological phenomenon. Humans remember incomplete tasks better than completed ones. And relationships, especially messy, unspoken ones, are no different. That one time she asked you something deep and vulnerable, and you never responded, it left a crack in her psyche, not big enough to break her, but just wide enough to keep her wondering. And every time she sees you online, or hears your name, or stumbles across a photo, you're no longer a person. You're a question mark. She tells her friend she's fine, that she's moved on. But at 1:42 a.m., when everyone else is asleep, she's back on your page. Not because she wants to get back together, but because she needs to understand, needs to know why, needs to feel like she's not crazy. I just want to know what he meant by that. That's the monologue playing on repeat in her mind. And here's what separates you from the average guy. You understand that not everything needs to be tied up neatly. Not every question needs an answer. Not every chapter needs a conclusion. Some of the most powerful relationships aren't the ones that ended, but the ones that never fully did. So don't rush to explain yourself. Don't feed the need to resolve every conflict. Let some conversations linger. Let some mysteries remain. Because where there's mystery, there's memory. And where there's unfinished business, there's always a reason to come back. You ever notice how she suddenly becomes active online the moment you stop replying? Posts a story, drops a thirst trap, shares a cryptic quote like, "Know your worth." You think it's random, but it's not. She's not reaching out to you. She's reaching through you to reach herself. Because once upon a time, when she was at her best, you saw her, really saw her. You told her she was stunning when she wasn't trying, that her laugh was magic, that she had this energy no one else had. And now, when she feels uncertain, when her confidence dips, she comes back to the mirror that reflected her highest self. You. Not because she wants to fix things, but because she needs to feel desirable again. I just want to see if he still thinks about me. That's the whisper behind every sudden story view, every random DM, every accidental like on your old photo. She doesn't want you. She wants the version of herself she became when you desired her. And this is the shift you have to see. You weren't just a man in her life. You were a mirror, a reflection, a source of ego validation. And the second you stopped giving it, the emptiness echoed. But here's the move. Don't give her that hit just because she's fishing for it. Most men cave. They reply instantly. They double tap back. They give her that easy reassurance. And in doing so, they reset the power dynamic. You're not like most men. You recognize the game. And you don't play it on command. Because real strength isn't in reacting. It's in choosing when to respond. And if you even need to, she doesn't control your validation anymore. And that makes her crave it even more. It always happens when she least expects it. She's scrolling through her feed, casually killing time, telling herself she's long past you. And then there it is. That photo. That story. That moment that stops her cold. You smiling. You laughing. You leaning in just a little too close to another woman. And instantly, her stomach tightens. She didn't think she'd care. She told herself it wouldn't matter. She even told her friends that you were just a lesson, just another chapter closed out. But now, her chest burns, her thoughts race. Suddenly, she's zooming in on the photo, analyzing every detail. Who is she? Why is he smiling like that? Does he look happier now? She can't stop. Because here's the truth, most women don't fear losing a man. They fear being replaced by another woman. It's primal, deep, buried in the oldest parts of the brain that were wired for survival and competition. And when she sees you out there, thriving, connecting, glowing with someone else, it triggers that ancient alarm. She wasn't just looking for attention. She was looking for ownership. And now, you're showing her that she never really had it. Suddenly, every message she ignored feels like a mistake. Every chance she had to reel you back feels wasted. Her mind starts spiraling. Why does this bother me so much? That's the monologue looping now, louder than ever. She didn't care when you were chasing. She didn't care when you were available. But the second she saw you admired by someone else, game over. Here's the beautiful irony. Most men never reach this point because they never stop chasing. They keep giving away their power. They keep showing her she's still the only option. But you walked away. You leveled up. You became socially magnetic, whether intentionally or not. And now, her biggest fear is staring her right in the face. The fear of being forgotten. The fear of being replaced. And here's the move: don't flaunt it. Don't force it. Just casually let your social value speak for itself. Mention that new group trip. Tag a friend in a story. Laugh with new people. Keep it subtle, effortless, because when you stop trying to impress her, that's exactly when she can't stop obsessing over you. The moment you stop chasing, you start attracting. There's a moment that hits her out of nowhere. She's sitting in a random cafe, sipping her coffee, scrolling through her phone like usual. And then, your song plays over the speakers. She freezes. Her heart skips. Suddenly, she's not in that cafe anymore. She's back in your car. Windows down, night air rushing in, both of you singing along without a care in the world. That's the thing no one talks about. Sometimes it's not the person you miss. It's the version of yourself you were with them. You became part of her identity. Every inside joke, every nickname, every weird ritual you two had, those aren't just memories. They're fragments of who she was when she was with you. The girl who danced in your kitchen at midnight. The girl who felt unstoppable when you looked at her that way. The girl who believed she was magnetic because you saw her that way. And now, that girl feels distant. She's not chasing you. She's chasing herself. That's why she keeps coming back. It's not just about the dopamine. It's not just about the ego. It's about trying to reclaim the identity she lost when you walked away. I miss how I felt when I was with him. That's the quiet confession she'll never admit out loud, but it lingers. In every song, every place, every scent, every dream. And here's where most men slip. They get pulled back into this too, thinking it's about love, about fate, about unfinished romance. But you see deeper. You understand that you were a mirror for her, just as she was for you. And now, your job isn't to chase what was. It's to reclaim who you are without her. Because the real trap isn't her coming back. It's you losing yourself again. So when she reaches out, or stares a little too long, or starts revisiting old memories, let her smile at the thought. Appreciate the past, but never let it pull you back into the man you were before. Because the man you are now, he's built from the lessons, the scars, the growth. He doesn't need to chase old identities. He creates new ones. She's not just missing you. She's missing who she was around you. And that's her journey, not yours. Picture this. You walk into the room head high, shoulders relaxed, eyes calm but sharp. You don't look around for her. You don't need to. You're focused on you, your life, your energy. But she sees you. Oh, she sees you. She watches from across the room, from behind her phone, from wherever she is, and suddenly, it's her heart that starts to race. Because this time, it's different. You didn't chase. You didn't beg. You didn't play her games or get caught in her loops. You disappeared, but you didn't vanish. You leveled up. You became the man she always feared losing. And here's the irony now. It's not you waiting for her texts. It's her waiting for your gaze. Not you hoping she notices. It's her hoping she still exists in your mind. I never thought I'd see him like this. That's the stunned thought running through her as she watches you glow in your own. Lane, you don't need to prove anything anymore. You don't need to win her back. You don't even need to impress her, because you've outgrown the old version of yourself, the version that needed her validation. Most men never reach this point. They stay trapped in the same cycles, playing the same games, chasing the same highs. But not you. This is where you rise. This is where you shift from reactive to untouchable. And it all starts with a choice, your choice. To stop living in her world and start building yours. To stop seeking external validation and start generating your own. To stop chasing closure and start living in clarity. You don't need her to see your worth, because now you see it yourself. And that's the ultimate power move. So here's your final action step. Focus fully on self-improvement, detachment, and high-value activities. Build a kind of life that feels so good, her memory becomes irrelevant. Because once you become the man who no longer needs her attention, that's when she won't be able to look away. 6 psychological loops that keep her coming back. Dopamine from uncertainty. Stop giving emotional closure. Emotional imprinting. Be her peak emotional memory. Open loops. Leave some mystery unresolved. Ego validation. Detach from her approval. Fear of replacement. Subtly show social value. Identity fusion. She's attached to her own image of you. Which of these signs have you seen in your life? Rewatch this video to spot the ones you missed. And remember, you're the kind of man who pays attention. That already makes you different.